Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet. We're coming at you with a little bit of a different video today, 1 week from Christmas. So I'm going to try to get you guys a lot of videos this week because I'm off. I'm off for like the next 2 weeks. So anyway, got a special video for you guys today. Something completely different from what I've been doing. And kind of from the get-go of this channel, I basically have said that my mission for this channel is not to just show off what I have, but show fellow fans and fellow collectors like what's out there for them to collect and stuff like that. And I never really wanted to be like videos of all my top 10 death metal bands, my top 10 hair bands, my top 10 thrash bands, top 10, whatever. I didn't want it to be a rankings channel. I know that that's how you get subscribers. That's how you get views. That's how you get likes, comments. You put up top whatever out there and you make it controversial. Maybe put like the greatest band in the history of the world, Metallica, put them at like number 5. And then people are going to comment. You're going to have a lot of comments. You're going to have a lot of likes and subscribes. That's cool. That's not what I want to do. That's not my mission for this channel, my vision for this channel anyway. But we will have rankings. We're going to kind of sort of have one today. I'm going to kind of group them all together and show them one by one, but I'll kind of tell you where they rank. So this is going to be a video of my favorite, again, not a top, but my favorite live DVDs. So first one we're going to talk about today is Slayer's War at the Warfield off the God Hates Us All tour. Great DVD, really cool. Basically with almost all of these, you can have like the behind the scenes disc, or the behind the scenes option on the disc, whatever bonus features. If not, what have you. This is a great set list, great show from Slayer. The God Hates Us All album kind of for me was a return to form for Slayer after a couple of duds. They kind of went away, in my opinion, from their traditional sound, and they kind of changed around on a couple albums. I didn't really dig it. I mean, I still dig the album, but I wasn't really feeling the change in direction. Maybe it wasn't even so much a change in direction, it was just maybe a little bit different from what we all kind of maybe, if you were an old school Slayer fan, what you grew up on. But God Hates Us All was a return to form. This is a blistering set from the Warfield Theater, I believe. Hell, I don't know where it's just, maybe New York or something. I don't know. Great DVD. It's not the latest, obviously. They got Killology, and I think there's a couple other ones, but this is a great pickup. If you just like vintage Slayer, didn't really play a whole lot off those, kind of crummy albums. They went a few songs off God Hates Us All, but this is basically the meat and potatoes in their catalog right here, the first 4 or 5 albums. So, great DVD. Highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely in my top 5. Actually, no, top 10. So, because top 5 is very special on these live DVDs. So coming in at number 2, like I said, we're not going to go in order, but number 2, my all-time favorite live DVDs is this one, Metallica's live set, Binge and Purge. And I'm actually going to do a Christmas video on this thing. But for this video, we've got 2 DVDs basically. You've got the Seattle '89, which is right up there as like the best live show on DVD ever. I'm gonna make it 1B, okay? Because there's a 1A, but it's right there, neck and neck with it for the best live show ever. That Seattle '89 is Metallica in their truest form, in my opinion. The pre-Black Album, it's the Justice Tour, it's the young, raw energy, the anger, the aggression, everything we've all come to know and love about Metallica, rolled into one show, that Justice '89 live Seattle. Well, then you've got the Black Album tour, and not enough light here. I got the Christmas lights on in the other room, but I think this is '93 in San Diego, California. So you basically get another DVD with the set from the Black Album tour, San Diego, California. Great performance. Not really much of a fan of this performance, but this shot DVD. Too much like cutaways, and I mean, I'm not a film guy, but it's not like the other ones where it's like, there's a couple cameras, they film the guys. It's too much like cut, like Jason's crotch. James's hand right hand riffing, and then Lars, and then Kirk solo, and then more of James' right hand. All you see is James's right hand, and then you'll see Jason's hair headbanging. It's just too much cutaway. I'm not really into that, but anyway, great DVDs, both of them. But like I said, Seattle '89, 1B on my rankings. Next we got Killswitch Engage, Set the World Ablaze, filmed from the End of Heartache album, which in my opinion is their best album. Make sure the DVD was in there, felt kind of light. Anyway, filmed on the End of Heartache tour cycle in Worcester, Massachusetts, the Worcester Palladium. From my home state of Massachusetts, the Worcester Palladium is a club I have been to literally 200 times. I did not see this tour because I was living here in Georgia when they came out with this album and the subsequent tour, but I went to see them at the Masquerade in Atlanta. But this is a great DVD, great live show. They capture the raw energy of that hometown performance. The Worcester Palladium is a fairly big club. I don't know where you guys live, but let's say, for example, if you're in Atlanta, it'd be the size of maybe like the Tabernacle or bigger. But great, great club. Maybe holds like between 2,000 and 4,000 people, maybe, if not more. But really great energy from that hometown, and they mention it multiple times throughout the performance. It's their hometown show. They're from about an hour or so from there. And like I said, it's my favorite Killswitch Engage album. The set list is just the first 2 albums. They only had 2 albums, and it's just freaking blistering. It's awesome. I love it. I still listen to this probably every couple months, or watch it rather. I don't really particularly care for the band anymore. Once Howard Jones left, I really don't like the Jesse Leach vocal styles, so I really don't listen to him that much, but this is it right here. So the next we got Metallica in Nimes, France. The thing that puts this basically in my top 10 is the fact that it's in the Coliseum at Nimes, France. It's a gladiator Coliseum, so it's circular. So they played in the middle of a gladiator Coliseum. And from the video, you can see that behind where they're at, there's not many people. So it's kind of not 100% in a circle, but it's freaking badass that they played in this ancient Coliseum. As far as the set list goes, fairly standard, although they do play Dyer's Eve, which is fucking rare as shit, so that's cool. But as far as the performance, performance is great. It's Metallica. You can always get a great performance, but the set list and the energy is great, but doesn't kind of put above the live shit Binge and Purge. So in terms of Metallica live stuff, this is number 2. Seattle '89 is number 1. This is number 2. But still cracks. This is probably what we're doing rankings, sort of. Maybe number 6 right here. So here we go. 1A, the best live record ever. But we're not doing live records. We're doing live DVDs. I don't care. This is it. Iron Maiden's Live After Death. Everything about this is awesome. Perfect cinematography, perfect set list, perfect performance, the energy. This is from one of 5 nights at Long Beach Arena. They even do a badass. I haven't really done a whole lot of showing you the DVDs, and it's kind of pointless. But check this out. Boom, that's fucking badass. Bam, that's fucking badass. So anyway, this right here is my 1A of live DVDs. And you know what? Spoiler alert for live records. Yeah, this is number 1 right here. The best there ever was. There's another great live record that I don't have on DVD. I don't want to spoil it, but it's from a band similar to Iron Maiden. That's all I'm going to say. So the next one we got is Iron Maiden's Rock in Rio performance from the Brave New World tour. I saw them on this tour when they came to Mansfield, Massachusetts. Great set list. Again, Rock in Rio. Anytime you can get a performance, audio or DVD visual of a performance and it's Rock in Rio, pick it up because it's badass. The crowd is always nuts. This is a really good set list, and if they put this out from Long Beach Arena like they did Live After Death, it'd be cool. But the fact that it's in Brazil with those crazy freaking people down there makes it so much better. Set list, pretty cool. I love seeing Dickinson perform The Klansman and Sign of the Cross. Two of my favorite Maiden songs with him singing, which he does not sing on the album. Obviously, it plays Bailey, but he does a great rendition of both songs, and you can't even tell someone else sang that on a record. So here we go. Top 10, I'd say there's like 7 or 8. And here we go. Slipknot, Disaster Pieces from the Subliminal, whatever, number 3 album. Anyway, pretty badass right there. Great performance. There's a couple of different shows. There's 2 shows on this from England, and then I can't really read what the other one says. But anyway, really good performance. Fairly basic set list. You've only got, I think, 3 albums to really go through on this. But the performance is second to none. Those guys know a thing or two about theatrics. So I really enjoy watching this just because they just put on a great performance. You pay you $50-$60 for the ticket, you know you're going to get a freaking show. It's not just the music, it's about the show, especially with these guys, because these guys are crazy. So I would say this is probably number 4 or 5 of my favorite live DVDs. So next one is another Iron Maiden. Go figure. These guys just put up badass freaking DVDs. Flight 666 was kind of like a greatest hits tour, so to speak, where Bruce Dickinson flew the Iron Maiden Flight 666 plane all across the world. Cool. What's really cool about this DVD and the subsequent CD, so you get the booklet. You get some CDs. This is like a cutout thing for like your iPad. You remember those things, guys? They basically like discontinued them. You get the booklet. I'm gonna show you everything, but all stuff about the plane, the tour, pictures of the tour, all the stuff. There's the back of the plane, and there's the DVD. I'm actually missing one of the DVDs to it somewhere in the house. Oh, here it is. It just doesn't fit, right? Okay, so anyway. What's really, really cool about this DVD set and the CD is each song is from a different show on the tour. So you'll get Aces High from, like, Los Angeles, but then you'll get 2 Minutes to Midnight from, like, Toronto. You'll get The Trooper from Mexico City. You'll get Revelations from Brazil. You get Wasted Years from Chile, so on and so forth. It's basically the North American and South American, Central American tour, which again, just like the Rock in Rio, the crowd's freaking ridiculous, which makes this really, really cool performance. Everything, just like Metallica, whatever the Iron Maiden does is fucking gold. So probably like in the top 5, whatever. Again, I suck at rankings. I don't like doing them. So another one. I'm gonna grab a drink. Another one's one of my favorite bands, newer bands that we don't really talk about. I got into this band when I was at college at the University of Rhode Island. They're a band from Connecticut. They were always coming over to Rhode Island, playing small club shows. This is Hatebreed. Just great, great, great band. I love this band. Can't say enough about these guys. One of the most hardworking bands in all of metal. But this is the Live Dominance DVD from the Supremacy tour. I saw that tour probably about 4 or 5 times in, I think, maybe like 2 or 3 states. They came to Atlanta twice, saw them in Rhode Island again. I flew up, and then I saw them again in Chicago. So, great DVD, pretty standard, easy packaging, nothing great. But the set list is great, the performance is great, as pretty much every Hatebreed show is anyway. By the way, you're not really going to see me talk bad about a lot of the performances because everything I own is stuff I like. Sure, there might be some stuff that's not that great, but pretty much everything I have, I enjoy. So you're not going to hear me talk negatively too much about a performance, but I dig this one. Great set list. Hatebreed's a great band, but kind of after Supremacy, the albums kind of started to kind of slowly, not like go downhill like the slope. They're on a plateau. They're not up there with the first like 4 or 5 records. So, but great DVD. It's definitely my top 10. Let's do a couple more. So there's one I'm going to do last, and I'll tell you guys about that. But anyway, so this is In Flames, Used and Abused, in Live We Trust. So you've got 2 DVDs. Really cool. Really cool booklet. There's one DVD. There's the second DVD. You basically got 2 DVDs. On the three, basically, three performances on the first one, one performance on the second DVD, with then with the official videos, and then a sound check. So you've got live at Hammersmith, live at Sticky Fingers Festival, the soundtrack tour, Jester TV, videos and sound check. So basically, these are from the soundtrack to your Escape tour, the Come Clarity tour, and the, I want to say Clayman, maybe, the Route to Remain tour. Anyway, really good stuff. All the performances are really good. Set lists are great. This is vintage In Flames. Again, kind of like Hatebreed. After a certain point, their albums kind of plateaued, but they weren't as good as the high points of the first 4, 5, 6 records. You like In Flames, this is it. Don't go any further than this right here. Next one is As I Lay Dying from An Ocean Between Us album. This is Who We Are DVD. I chose this because I really dig this band. Don't listen to them a whole lot anymore because I'm not really into metalcore like I used to be. I still think bands like Killswitch Engage, certain records have a place where they kind of transcend metalcore, and As I Lay Dying really haven't done that yet. Everything's kind of the same, but still, the records they put out up to An Ocean Between Us are really, really good. Chock full of really, really good metal riffs with metalcore vocals and drums kind of on top of that. But when you look at the behind the scenes, the two guitar players are huge 80s metal fans, like Ozzy, Motley Crue, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. They're into it. Very much like Shadows Fall and Killswitch Engage, obviously. But great performances. One of the reasons I chose this one is because the performance is second to none. Really, really good, fun watching it. It's a great show. So, all right. So the next one, this is another one that's in my top 5 DVDs. This is The Cunning Stunts from Fort Worth, Texas, from the Load Tour. And I've been a Metallica fan for a really long time. My favorite, the first live stuff I ever got from them was Live Ship Binge and Purge. But when this one came out, I probably watched this one more than the Live Ship Binge and Purge stuff. Eventually, the Justice 89 and Seattle show overtook it, but I basically camped out on this thing for 5+ years and watched nothing but this. Incidentally, this was the tour that the internet and the MP3 downloads kind of came out. You didn't have a Napster, a LimeWire, nothing like that, but you still had all the MP3s. You go to different websites and chat rooms and find them. But for some reason, live shows on CD were kind of tough to find for me from this tour, from the States. There's a bunch of them from Europe, but from the States. I love the set list. Hero of the Day is on there. And some of the European shows, it wasn't on there. Just a great set list. Performance is awesome. Where they come out, play a few songs, and the lights go down, and then the big accident happens at the end, and they bring the little bulbs out. They play a few, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. It's really, really good. I really dig it. I highly recommend this one to any metal fan, even if it's a kickoff starting point. So, anyway, this video is running really long. But hopefully you guys stick around to this point because we've got Megadeth. Rude Awakenings from the World Needs a Hero record. Sorry, it's upside down. There we go. The guy, taking a page out in a Sandman from Metallica. He's falling down the skyscraper into bed. The set list is pretty cool. You've got some really, really old songs in it, like Wake Up Dead, Darkest Hour, Devil's Island is thrown on here. The Mechanics, Tornadoes of Soul, Ashes in Your Mouth. Pretty good set list. Not a fan of the lineup. It is not my Megadeth lineup. But the set list is really, really good. And the performance is really, really good. I said just a few minutes ago that I'm not always going to rave about the performances, but everything I like, everything I own, I'm into. So, but I will say that sometimes Megadeth is guilty of not having the best performances. It's not like they're mailing it in or anything, but they're just not the greatest performance. But this is kind of one of those, but it's just a great set list. Pretty cool energy. So I'm trying to think where it was shot. I think it was shot somewhere in South America. But the thing that kind of sucks is Megadeth does put on a lot of great shows, and there's some good DVDs. And for some freaking reason, this is the only one I own. So hint to the missus over there, buy me some live Megadeth DVDs for Christmas. Hint, hint. Anyway, so that's it for my top 10-ish, so 15-ish favorite metal DVDs. Leave me a comment below. Let me know which ones you've got, which ones are some of your favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Looking forward to hearing you guys' responses. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have. Merry Christmas. We'll be back at you, obviously, before Christmas with a couple more videos. And this one's my longest one yet, so hopefully you tuned in and stayed to the end. I'm going to get naked. No, just kidding. Anyway, appreciate you guys. We'll get you on the next one. Peace.